What's going on, Jeff fans? They just wrapped up practice, joint practice with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Only one of one. Not going to happen tomorrow. Probably for the best because, to be honest, it just seemed ugly and unproductive. But if you appreciate me passing on the news, the thumbs up is an easy way to show it. So, injuries first. Russell Gage of the Buccaneers, wide receiver, did get carted off with a lower body injury. So, you just absolutely hate to see it. You hope he's all right. Jets defensive back coach Tony Oden did collapse and was carted off. One reporter said that it was because he was breaking up a scuffle. Somebody else said he was. We don't know, but you hate to see that. And it was chippy. Per Robbie Sable, there were 7, 8 individual scuffles, just a ton of fighting on every single portion of the practice. So probably for the best that we're scrapping the next one. Now, obviously, Brees Hall is off the pub. Dwayne Brown's still on it. No AVT day to day with an ankle. No Laken Tomlinson. Not sure what that is. Once we get an update from coach, I'll put any updates in the pinned comment down below. No Rucker with the AC joint. No Lawson with the back. No Carter Warren. Bryce Hall in a limited capacity today. Man, almost all of the reporting was about the Jets offensive line. So I really tried to pick out some other stuff. So I'll start with some positives. Garrett Wilson back, and Garrett Wilson was absolutely just unstoppable. Started practice with a 50-yard bomb from Rodgers. These quick yak intended throws. There's all these videos of him just spinning and making guys miss. And yeah, he's the real deal. If we didn't need to know that, confirmed. Randall Cobb also had a long catch from Rodgers. Michael Carter, running back, heavily involved in the passing game early. But the Jets rolled out there with musical chairs in the offensive line, obviously down both guards, down, Dwayne Brown. So Turner and Max Mitchell, the starting tackles. They worked Tippmann at left guard, and just Tippmann got work at center then, and then the tackles flip flop. So everyone kind of moving all over the place as the Jets are still trying to get this thing squared away. And per Connor Hughes, there was would be sacks on every other play at some point. Rodgers getting sacked on 4 out of 7 dropbacks in the 11 versus 11 period. Per Nick Faria, who's been pretty positive reporter for the Jets, he's new. Said that Joe Tyron was eating Max Mitchell for lunch. Multiple sacks there. Spin moves just kind of killing him. So 5 or 6 sacks additionally in the move the ball period. It's just look, and I'm an admitted offensive line warrior. I'm a little worried about the Jets offensive line. But I mean, if we're going to be down 3 out of 5 starters, yeah, we're going to struggle. And I think we all expect Dwayne Brown, AVT, and Laken Tomlinson to be back. So, yeah, I think the Jets' biggest weakness is their offensive line. But do I think it is going to be as bad as today's practice indicated? I don't. They're down 3 starters, and all of those starters, with hopefully we get some good news on Laken soon, should be back. So, just from what I've seen, I think the reaction's a little bit over the top from one day. Becton, dominant in the run game. He's really been solid, and it doesn't seem like they're planning to factor him into as a week 1 starting role. So that's not me saying that. That's just all the evidence we have. He's the only tackle who hasn't taken a single rep on the right side, and they're still putting Billy Turner over him. The one thing I will say about the Jets offensive line, because them missing their 3 guys is not in their control. But if it was a regular season game and Dwayne Brown was not available and they did play Billy Turner over Mekhi Becton, I would have some serious questions about that. But we don't know what they would do in a regular season game. The second team offense was definitely better. The gap between the Jets second team offensive line and the Bucs second team defensive line was smaller than the first team, respectively. Zach Wilson had another strong day of camp. Really nice start to CJ Uzama. Xavier Gibson was running wide open all day, according to Nick Faria, has become a favorite target of Wilson's recently, and he's got some return ability. He did have the 2 muff punts, though. So, man, if he can show some reliable hands for the next 2 weeks, I think he has as good a shot as anybody to be wide receiver 6. Zach Wilson also did throw a interception that was brought back for a touchdown. Just seemed like a miscommunication between him and the receiver. Jets defense was very strong. Again, it seemed like all the reporting was on the offensive line, so I tried to pull apart what I could. But no Lawson and JFM seemed kind of limited. So Will McDonald and JJ got the starting reps. Didn't seem like the Bucs offense could do much. Baker moved the ball a little bit in the 2-minute period, but Kyle Trask couldn't do anything. And the Jets held up and moved the ball. So defense solid. Garrett Wilson crushing it. Again, I think the Jets got some work to do on the offensive line. I think eventually AVT is just going to be at right tackle. I think that's how it's going to go. But I don't think today's practice was indicative of how the week one offensive line is going to perform. So thanks for hanging out, and we'll talk all soon.